All right, welcome back. I'm a little stretched out on the top here because I got two guests on the bottom of the screen joining me on State of the SEL Live. Two legendary seniors in the SEL making one last go of it with Bmorr and UnfryableApples. How you guys doing? Bmorr, I'm going to start with you first of all. But how you doing, Bmorr?
I'm doing good. I'm a little nervous about these playoffs this week, given that we just got back from spring break and we haven't played in like 4 days. So,
Oh my word!
just a little nervous.
You got the Wade coaching buff though, so I believe in you guys. Apples, how you doing, my friend?
I am doing amazing, Bepic. I'm looking forward to these playoffs. It's going to be a little stressful, trying to get back on that land stage. But I've been grinding ones. Hit my peak in one, so feeling good. Hopefully we can perform like I know we can.
Wow, grinding ones. I love it. All right, yeah. So you guys are feeling confident in your different ways. But Bmorr, I want to talk about your SEL experiences because you've been here since season 0. On like you started on UAH white, right, and then made your way up to blue. If my memory serves. So, talk about what the SEL has meant to you as a competitor and how much it's grown since you started here.
Yeah, so the first season was a little jank. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out, but every single season, the quality of being a player in a team in the league and a captain has gotten better. The production's always been excellent. The LAN last year was pretty awesome. It was a little unfortunate I didn't get to play at it, but I had fun watching and rooting on teams from my group, aka Apples and Joe Bro. But the SEL is probably my favorite league, and I don't really think it's that close because the SEL is a lot more personal. But it's also partially a result because I think like Fred is from UH, so I have to be a little biased, right?
Yeah. You gotta have a little bias. I mean, Apples, you know a lot about the LAN last year. Like you guys joined a little late. Kentucky did, but you still had a great time. It seems like. I mean, you're always going to be one of the SEL season champion. Like that'll never be taken away from you. So let's talk about your experience as well.
I mean, kind of the same thing that Bmorr said. It's just absolutely my favorite league that I play in, that I have ever played in college. No other league has anything like this. Nothing. You're not going to find a show like State of the SEL anywhere.
Yes.
You're not going to find just such a tight-knit community. I feel like everybody knows everyone. Everyone gets along. The competition is good, and yeah, I personally had a pretty good time at the LAN last year. We got hot when it mattered. I think we went in as like the 7th seed. Did not expect any kind of run like that, to be completely honest. But yeah, I got hot when it mattered. Things were good. But yeah, I love it. I am so thankful for Fred and for you, everybody that makes SEL happen. It's been the best.
And I mean, your senior seasons had some up and downs in it, like a decent placement 9th through 12th in the fall, and now with the roster overhaul, like you're having to make a difficult run to LAN. You're probably going to need a top 6 more than likely to squeak into playoffs. You said you've been grinding ones. How else are you guys playing or preparing for the playoffs?
I mean, we're just kind of more of a mindset thing, really, than any kind of gameplay thing, is what we've been focusing on the most, because we find that when we are playing really, really, really confident, that's when we play our best. It's not even so much of a gameplay decision. We have a game plan that I think that works, that we're pretty comfortable with. It's mostly a matter of mindset and confidence in yourself and each other, and that's what it's going to come down to. So that's what I've been kind of focusing on mostly. So, yeah.
Okay, I love it. I mean, you guys got to get hot again at the right times, it seems like. And Shaka also wants me to ask you about UTK helping you guys at LAN, like helping them get hyped. Yeah, Shaka's saying that they helped you guys get hype. What does that mean as well? Like the people you've met on LAN.
Just real quick, for sure. Like the UTK guys were a massive like help at that LAN, because we lost our very first series. They got swept, I think. We were down because we were like, oh my god, we came all this way. We're about to go 0-2. We're pissed. And then they kind of came behind us. Were just hyping us up, just pushing us around when we'd score, making sure that the vibes were really good. Got me screaming. You could hear me on the stream. I was yelling after every goal, and that was really big. But just to the point of the people that I've met at these LANs and everything, it's been so great. I've made such good friends, such good times, good memories at all these LANs. Stuff that I'll never ever forget as long as I live. It's been a phenomenal experience.
I mean, Bmorr, you guys are no strangers to LANs either. Like Blue travels well. The BBBs you guys have played at. You're playing in Cincy, right? Coming up as well. Like, what are your take on LANs with the people you've met there?
I love LANs. Some of the people I've met are not as nice as others. Fortunately, the host of BBB is pretty great. I'm also friends with some of the QCC guys as well. But we haven't done enough LANs, in my opinion, so we're trying to fix that this semester. And we're just attending anything we can. And we seem to be better on LANs, so it works. I think it's because we have an excuse to dedicate more time to practicing. So it's a lot of fun to show up and play your best game most of the time we show up.
Yeah, I mean, the favorite memory of mine, or one of my favorite LAN memories, is like sitting in the room the last BBB with you guys playing South Carolina. That was such a fun series. Like, I just barely squeaked in the room right as the series was starting, and I got to watch that one. That was so much fun. And like, you guys are back to back with each other, playing a best of 5 that you guys win in 5. Like that. It was a lot of fun, and you guys do come up clutch on LAN. Like, I feel like it's your play style a little bit. You guys play strange at times. I think that helps you throw off teams that are already thrown off because they're playing on LAN. But like, for Blue to make a run in the playoffs, like, what does it have to be? Is it a play style thing? Is it just locking in, dedicating more time? How are you guys gonna get to the SEL LAN this season?
It's 100% just playing more. The last couple weeks, we've done a great job of playing a lot up until spring break, of course. And we were definitely feeling like nobody could stop us. We haven't lost in a while since the first night of SEL and then GSU. Besides that, we aren't really having any issues. I mean, we even played with 2 subs the other night, and still, I'm sure Josh was feeling good after they won that. And hopefully we can bring the same energy we've had the past 3-4 weeks to playoffs, because we're going to need it. Luckily, we found it in the LCQ against NKU, and hopefully we can find it whoever we play against on Wednesday.
You guys are so positive. I love the forward-facing player mindsets on like these shows. It's very wholesome. But I want to talk about as well something that came out earlier, the colleague top 48. And I know Apples, you and I have talked about the colleague poll before. This was last semester. But did you guys get a chance to see the top 48 that came out today? Okay, you both saw it. Then Apples, I want your opinion, because we've talked before about it. So UTK, King, and Bruton Parker, kind of like, it's the CRL Bruton Parker, obviously, in the top 48. But like those kinds of polls, how much stock do you put in them as a player?
For me, I think it's something, you obviously are always going to like to see your name on that type of list to get that kind of recognition. But also, you look at any of the comments on any of those polls, and it's always like just negative. Like, people, I think people don't put very much weight on those. For me, it would almost be like more of a novelty thing.
Yeah.
But it is very cool to get that recognition. I was very, very happy to see UTK finally on it. It was a little bit ridiculous, I think, that they hadn't been on the last like 2. I didn't really see the reasoning there, but I was happy to see them finally on it. But yeah, we like that. That's pretty much how I feel about it. Yeah.
And Bmorr, like it same kind of goes for like the power rankings in the SEL as well. It's same kind of vibe, I feel like, at a different scale. But what are your thoughts on power rankings and just rating teams in general?
So for the SEL power rankings in particular, I think they're a lot better because the people who are voting for them actually pay attention to the league that they're about. For Colleague, I don't know who votes. I don't know how it works. I see some teams that aren't that good on there, frankly. But I also haven't played them that much. But when we have played them, we were playing our worst and we still beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to say that we deserve to be on there or anything because, I mean, I've watched us play. But I think that having a poll system like that is super cool. I think what they need to do is they need to work with more teams, or I'm assuming they don't. I really don't know what they do. But I think that the fact that UTK wasn't on there, and I think I mean, I looked through the comments of the one earlier today, and I saw everybody saying like, "Oh, these people aren't that good. This aren't that good." And frankly, I mean, that was my first thought too. But I don't care enough to talk about it on there. So I saw that, and I'm like, they need to. It's hard. It's impossible to take all of the leagues and all of the results into account. But I think that. It's definitely a novelty, like Apple said, like that. I don't really put any faith into that.
So how would you make it the best? Like, how would you, like, putting you on the spot here, you don't have to have a perfect answer, but you say working with teams is what they should do. And full disclosure, I'm on the committee. I started this semester. I'm a little SEL biased, obviously, but I'm curious because I always want to get player perspectives because it is a lot of kind of back end people, coaches and the likes of that that do the rankings. So you say working with teams. What would you do to, I don't know, put out your own personal power rankings?
I'd probably get a ton of teams from a ton of leagues and ask them who they think is good. I know it would be impossible to pull every team every single week because I think it's a weekly thing. But I think that teams know the skill level of other teams better than they know their own skill level, and better than anybody else knows the skill level of teams.
Yeah.
So I think asking the players is the only real way to do that. And you can't ask them about themselves because everybody thinks they're better than they are. And it's it's just tiring.
Apples, do you agree? Like, more teams should have input on power rankings and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think so. So, you know, it's my understanding, right, that, you know, there's all the analysts and they all make their rankings, and then the final 48 is like an average of all of that, right? Why not let there be a players poll, and then the players poll factors into that average with the analysts or something like that, you know? Like you can never, it would be hard to get an actual reliable ranking just asking all the teams, because, you know, they're going to rank teams that they're going to be biased about it. But I think that there could be some kind of solution where what all the players and teams or whatever say is kind of averaged out into a thing, and then that is used in some way in the final average with all the other analysts. Something like that. Maybe not that specifically, but I think that there is a way to get players' input in there.
Yeah, I dig that, because players definitely know best. Like, that's absolutely true. I just talk and stir up impressions for the SEL Twitter account. But okay, cool. Thank you for the input on that. I appreciate the chat about that. But steering it back towards the SEL, I want predictions for playoffs, because coming up soon. You guys are both playing in the playoffs, so outside of yourselves, I want to know, first of all, who you guys think is going to win the whole thing. And Apples, I'll start with you, your prediction first, since you've won the SEL before. Who's going to take it this season? In the spring split. We'll disregard LAN for now.
Just this spring split? Okay. I personally... and I know that I know them. I'm friends with them and such. I'm very, very high on UTK.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're just really, really good. I've not played Bruton Parker. I know that they're also a really, really good team. I see they're on the same side of the bracket actually.
As UTK, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that it's between those two. And me personally, I give the edge to Tennessee just a little bit. I love the way they play, and I think they're very good.
That's fair. They've been around for a while. Like it makes sense. Yeah. Like taking UTK, and it's a toss up for me there. I think it's super even. Bmorr, what are you thinking?
Okay, I'm also friendly with UTK, so
yeah.
I would love to see them win, but I actually think Bruton Parker's gonna win. I think they want that land spot, and they have to perform to get it. So I think that they're going to win. I want UTK to win. I think they're the second most likely, and then after that, I mean, I don't really know, but I haven't played against a lot of the other teams.
Fair.
So I think it's between Bruton Parker and Tennessee, and I hope Tennessee, but I believe Bruton Parker, unfortunately.
Okay, so BPC and UTK are the two you guys are back in. Then as well, since it's topical, like kind of right behind them, I feel like King and FSU are right there. And so they're playing tonight, on Monday Night Lights. In about 10 minutes, they're kicking off. So I have to get predictions from you guys. Like you're friendly with the King guys. Like we've seen them on LAN, and FSU's been around a long time as well. Bmorr, who's winning between King and FSU straight up in the best of 5 playing in about 10 minutes?
Okay, so Big Wade is our coach.
Yep.
So I'd like to see him win, but I also got swept 4-0 by King in the fall at BBB on stage. So I'm not a huge fan of his team overall, but he wasn't on that, so I can like him. But oh my gosh, look here, Josh is here.
Oh, Josh
for our
appearance
matches tonight. Yeah, but I believe that I would love to see King win. I think that FSU is good. I haven't played them very much, but they always destroy me and demoralize me. So.
All right, Apples.
But so does King, I guess.
Apples, what about you?
I think that is a really, really close matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Like among the top, few teams in SEL, I think that is one of the harder ones, like harder just one-on-one matchups for me to try to pick. But I think I'm gonna give the slight edge to Florida State. I really like the way they play.
All right, edge to Florida State. It makes sense. They won the last matchup between the two with Turbo playing instead of Wade in the grand finals of the fall split. So that's who I would predict as well. But guys, I'll let you go now so I can get everything set up. I've made the mistake of like waiting way too long to get Rocket League's not even launched for me now. I got to get everything set up for that series. But final thoughts on your senior season, your SEL, your final run for UAH for you, Bmorr, and Kentucky for you, Apples. Bmorr, what are your last thoughts?
If I do not make the summer LAN, I will regret that forever. So I have to do it. So I have to put in more hours. I have to be better. So that's all I want for this senior season. I don't really care about anything else. So if I'm not there, it's in Huntsville. I mean, I gotta be there, right? I don't even care about playing in it. I just want to be in it. I don't care if we lose. I'm here for that. That's what I'm fighting for.
All right, Apples, what about you and your final semester?
My final semester, we're fighting hard to make the LAN. I want to be back there really bad. But whatever happens, whether we make it, whether by some insane miracle and we win the whole thing again, no matter what happens, I'm so thankful just for the SEL in general. It's been such a great experience playing in this league for so many years. I got my LAN dub, so I'm just very thankful for everything. But that doesn't mean that I'm not hungry to get back there.
Love it. I love it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna wrap up the show real fast. But Bmorr, I'm gonna kick you off the panel real quick, so I can wrap up the show. But thank you so much. That was such a good chat. You guys are legends in the SEL, and I love every time I get to see you on LAN and just in general around the SEL community. So Monday Night Lights is next, and I've still you guys up on the screen. So give me
Go
1 second. Yeah.
Go UAH.
CATS, cats.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, appreciate it, guys. I'm just gonna plug Monday Night Lights real quick while they're still up on the screen, so you can still see their lovely faces. But Monday Night Lights happening, and I'm gonna put the graphic up there. So actually, there go their lovely faces. But I'm still right here. Monday Night Lights happening in 5 minutes. King versus Florida State, then Oklahoma versus Oklahoma Wesleyan. That's the only best of 7 tonight because it's a show match. The others are all SEL series. ECU in Florida for a playoff spot. UNCC UAH White for a playoff spot. Be there. Stick around. Thank you for watching State of the SEL Live. I'll be back in 5